Welcome to Lifeline, where psychology meets theology to answer life's complex questions. See, from the scriptures and from life experience, you will bear with me and agree with me that challenges are part of life. The only place where you rest in peace is the cemetery. When we take anybody there, we tell them to rest in peace. As long as you live on this earth, there will be challenges. In fact, Jesus said to his disciples in John 16 and 33, he says, in this world, you will have pressure. In this world, you will have trouble. In this world, you will have challenges. So if you are challenged, you are in a good company. Welcome. We will be right back. Don't go away.
10 years of unforgettable memories, breathtaking sights, unlimited excitement, new friendships. And this March, we're turning it all the way up. From the 1st to the 8th of March 2026, get ready for the road trip of a lifetime. 8 epic days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We roll from Greater Accra through the Eastern region, cruise into the Northern and Upper East regions, vibe through the Western region, and hit many more iconic destinations across Ghana. It's culture, it's adventure, it's pure discovery with the best people and the best vibes. Expect non-stop fun, endless scenic views, deep cultural immersion, new networks, and friendships and memories that will outlive the journey. Seats are limited, and this is the 10th anniversary. You cannot miss it. Watch out for details soon.
Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is being interpreted God with us. Christmas is a season where we need to remind ourselves that we are not alone. Last week we had very interesting conversations about how to manage the holiday loneliness. Christmas is all about you telling yourself, you reminding yourself that you are not alone. But unfortunately, some people feel so lonely in this season. That is why we are here. This week also, I am blessed with a very wonderful guest. Guess what? It's the same guest we had last week. Eunice Osei Tutu, you are welcome.
Thank you, Bishop.
You are welcome.
Thank
How
you.
has the week been?
It's been really good.
Okay.
Very fruitful,
Okay.
and yeah, I'm happy.
Okay. And the season?
Ooh, it's joyous.
Can you give me your thoughts about Christmas? Just random.
So, whilst I see the importance of it from a religious perspective, I think that is a time of the year where maybe we should remind ourselves that we don't need to wait until that time of the year to do all the things that we're doing and you know, and to think the way we're thinking. If it's about kindness and sharing and happiness, I think it's a reminder that we need to be doing that more often.
So in other words, every day should be Christmas.
Every day should be. Every day should be.
Okay, Eunice, last week you blessed us with your experience, you blessed us with your knowledge. I want you to give us a brief recap of the things we talked about last week before we progress today.
Okay, so what I remember is we saw what loneliness was. We concluded that feeling lonely didn't mean that we had failed, and that it was a simple biological signal to tell us that our human soul was yearning for some emotional connection, similar to when we're hungry, for example. And so instead of feeling down or judging ourselves for it, we should see it for what it is, just a signal, and then put the steps in place so that we help loneliness go away. We saw that sometimes it may be caused by childhood trauma, it may be caused by previous experiences we had where maybe people disappointed us and so we're now afraid to go forward. Or some people think that they tried approaching people and people weren't welcoming to them, so they would rather stay in their corner. Basically, we said people had different reasons for feeling lonely. I think one of the things that we didn't mention, which maybe we can start with, is the fact that one of the things that makes some people feel quite lonely around this time is a perceived lack of financial means.
Perceived. So not actually lack of financial means, but perceived.
So,
please go ahead.
Okay. I'm not by this suggesting that some people who have genuine financial challenges must not be acknowledged as such. But the point I'm trying to make by using the word perceived is that we often would think that certain things must happen in a specific way. And quite often those definitions are not our definitions. They would be society's definitions, our parents' definitions, what we think others expect of us, and sometimes just trying to copy what others are doing. But the thing is that in this season and any other season, it is not about how much you do financially. It's about the intention with which you're doing it. And so there are so many ways of still embodying the spirit you're trying to embody without necessarily breaking the bank, you know. And it's actually a time when people need to sit back and probably reflect on how they've been doing financially the entire year, and if they've been wasteful or not, and be intentional and give people things of value and not necessarily things that are expensive. Something doesn't need to be expensive to be of value.
Can you, this is a very important point. I don't want you to rush through. Can you re-emphasize value as against expensive? Value as against expensive. Please emphasize on that, and if you can, spread it out for us.
Okay. So to give an example, someone may just be in need of a very hearty conversation with a friend. You may think that it's Christmas and so you need to go buy hampers or do like a whole shopping, and you may look at your budget and realize that you don't have the means to do that. And here you are, who said you needed to give those things to that person because it was the festive season? It's society's definition, it's the marketing world's pressure. And you may, whilst the other person may be happy if you offer them the hamper, it could be that what they remember the most and value the most may not be the items you have in that hamper. It may be the 30 minutes or 1 hour that you spent with them, doing an activity with them, helping them with something they needed help with in the house. And so there are so many ways of providing value to people without necessarily having to break the bank again. And it's about figuring out intentionally what could put a smile on somebody else's face. Right. Sometimes putting money to resolve problems or to please people is an easy way around. She came, she brought us something. And it's often more difficult to dig deeper to find what is of true value to the other person. And so it may be a good opportunity for us to sit and do that introspection and not allow our financial situation to be a reason why we pull away from people and stay in our little corner. There are so many ways we can support people. In some churches, there are groups and communities that do things to support people at Christmas, and that service is highly valued. It may not include your money, but it's going a long way to put a smile on people's faces. And so let's be a little more intentional. Before we think about slapping money at everything, let's think through more valuable ways of helping people out.
So then it's not just about money.
No.
There are a lot of things you can give this season.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes we limit our giving to money. Even in our churches, when we talk about giving, the first thing that comes to mind is money. But giving goes beyond money. Our guest has rightly said that you need to identify the needs of people. If you don't have money, you have strength. You can give a service to somebody. You don't have strength, you have a phone. You can call somebody and give them your time. So there is always something
There is
to
always
give.
something to
There is
give
always
within your means.
something. And Eunice, talking about giving out money and financial challenges being one of the causes of loneliness in this season, I feel that sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves. Like you will put it, society's definition of how you should be happy, how you should buy your happiness. See, there is a way you can celebrate your Christmas with 100 Ghana cedis or $100. If you will look at somebody who is celebrating with 1,000, then you will have a problem.
You do.
See, one of the dangers of comparing yourself to other people is that you may have one of these two complexes. If you will compare yourself to people higher than you, you will feel inferior.
Yep.
If you will compare yourself to people lower than you, you will feel superior. So the issue of comparing yourself is neither here nor there.
True.
Just be yourself. Celebrate the season on your own terms. You can buy a drink and bread and still be happy with it. So I am glad that you have highlighted on this. I am very passionate about it. I want us to go deeper now into, you are the expert. Somebody is watching us. They are feeling lonely. Somebody is watching us. And you see, one thing about loneliness, sometimes we feel that it's a physical problem. It is not. It begins in the mind, then it goes to your emotions. Before, if it is not well managed, it will manifest physically. So let's first of all look at the pain of emotional loneliness. You know, how does it start? In the mind, through the emotions, how painful it is. Can you throw a little light on that for us? Then after that, maybe we will talk about how to deal with this.
Okay. So I like the fact that you said the mind. And you're totally right. It starts with the mind because it's often based on our perception of where we are. It often would be because, again, it's not about the fact that we are with people, but even being with those people, we feel that we're not connecting. What is interesting is that our brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is perceived.
Thank you.
And so, even if we have people loving us, but for some reason we choose that, no, nobody loves me, I'm alone in my corner, your mind or your brain is going to accept it as what it is. And it is going to ensure that it reinforces that status quo. It's going to protect that belief that you have. So to start with, just believing that you're lonely actually creates more loneliness. Your brain's job now would be to defend the belief that you hold that you're a lonely person. And so if there are opportunities for the loneliness to be killed off, your brain would be playing tricks on you, telling you, don't go there, don't approach him or her, don't say anything, because the fundamental belief is, I am a lonely person, nobody really loves me, and your brain is going to make sure that your actions follow those
Correspond.
thoughts. It starts with your beliefs. Your beliefs then would feed your thoughts then would feed your emotions. And then feed your actions. And your actions would give you results that would confirm your belief.
So then it becomes, so to speak, a vicious cycle. All too soon we have to take a break. Don't go away. More and better is coming.
Here on Channel One TV, we are grateful for a very busy but fruitful 2025 and preparing for a great 2026. On the 31st night of December 2025, join us for a somber and reflective but celebratory time as we bring you a live broadcast from Living Streams International. Join us on Channel One TV at 9 p.m. on the 31st of December as we cross over to 2026.
But I need the rain. I can feel the fire. I can feel the heat. I can feel the breakthrough anointing. I can feel the powerful fire. But I need the rain.
It will be a time of thanksgiving with an inspiring message for the year ahead. Join us on Channel One TV at 9 p.m. on the 31st of December as we cross over to 2026.
Welcome back. We have had an awesome time with my guest, Eunice Osei Tutu. We have talked about some interesting things about loneliness in this season. And now I want our guest to go into remedy. Somebody feeling lonely, somebody dealing with the pain of loneliness. One of the things we haven't talked about is that loneliness can be very painful. It can be a very painful emotional experience. I don't know, Eunice, if you have ever felt an emotion until you feel it physically. It becomes so painful. So a lot of people, or some people, are in this pain. Eunice, how do we deal with it?
So, Bishop, you're totally right. Whilst it starts as an emotion, it ends up affecting you physically. And that's because we've got chemicals in our body that are released anytime our body doesn't feel safe. And those chemicals then would create all these physical challenges for us. So loneliness must be tackled. Yes, because it's a mental health challenge, but also because eventually it would become a physical challenge. So let's look at some practical things that we can do. Last week, we saw that we could start with reframing the holiday and our current situation and living life on our own terms. We don't need to copy anybody. We can come up with our own definition of things. But now let's look at some things that can help us to build connections sustainably, because the loneliness doesn't just happen at Christmas towards the end of the year.
So beyond the season.
Beyond the season, what do we do? Okay, so I have a few little tips here that I'd like to share. The first thing I'd like to say is that we don't need to have 20 friends. We can create what I call the 3 rings of connections. So we have the very intimate connections, and then we can have a friendly community, and then we can have what I call the meaningful strangers. So your intimate connections are people who know you. They know you at the core. They know how to please you. They know what you dislike. They understand your story, and you know them as well. These are people you're comfortable sharing aspects of your life with. You don't need 20 of those. 1, 2, 3 is just enough. And with those ones, you create very intimate connections. Beyond those ones, you have the next group that I call the friendly community. So these are people that you spend time with, you like, but you don't share your life story with. They can be work colleagues that you like, church groups, church members, people in your neighborhood, sometimes even family members.
Right.
You like them, but you won't go telling them your entire life.
Right.
And you keep them there. Okay, they are a friendly community. And then you have the wider group that you would call meaningful strangers.
Okay.
These are strangers, but they are meaningful because you put some intention behind choosing them. So for example, on your social media, you have people you call friends, which are not your friends. They know very little about you.
You can say that again.
But you may choose that, oh, these folks that I went to senior high school with, yes, we don't really know each other, but I like that connection. It helps me keep my connection with my alma mater. Or this group is on health. I like the way they reason. Let me join it. When you're in that community, there's a specific purpose for it, but you're not sharing your life. And so you're not expecting any special connection there. So it's very important that people have this distinction made clearly so that they do not expect the wrong things from the wrong groups. And that they also do not assume that because there is only one person in their lives that they can share their lives with, they're lonely. If I take myself as an example, I have very few intimate friends. I don't think I have more than 3.
Wow.
And 2 of them I made a conscious effort to build just recently. So before then, I could say I probably only had 1.
1.
But I never felt lonely.
So then it's a matter of quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Liz.
Exactly. Another thing that can help people is learning to start conversations. Sometimes we're just a little shy, we don't know what to say. Some people have approached people and they've just been brushed off, so they're a little uncomfortable. Thanks to the internet, there are easy ways of learning how to deal with these things, you know. And so you can learn some of these conversation starters, simple things. It's December. How has the year treated you, Bishop? I don't know, you have met you somewhere and then you just, oh, how are you? I'm fine. How has the year treated you? What are you looking forward to next year? Some simple things are very good conversation starters. And it's incredible how far sometimes such simple things, where they can take you. You start a conversation and you get a new friend. Yeah. Now, some people's challenges is that previous relationships have caused them a lot of hurt. They've decided they don't want to be beaten again. They would rather be lonely and die than to reconnect. So for such people, I'll say start with low stakes relationship. Don't just go looking for the most intimate relationship to have. So maybe you can start with the second group I mentioned, the friendly community. You join such groups and you start looking for people that you think you can identify with. Do not go seeking for deep emotional connections with people who are not available. There are some people you know from the get-go that this one, they won't have time for me.
You see, Eunice, that's where we get disappointed. And unfortunately, when it is getting better, time is not on our side. But no worries, Eunice is coming back next week by popular request. So watch out for another interesting episode next week. But let me end with this. One of the ways you can deal with loneliness is by engaging your faith. Jesus was abandoned by the disciples when he was arrested. They all ran away and left him. But he never felt lonely because he had told them that a time will come that you all will desert me, but my Father will be with me. So this is the secret. Develop a relationship with the Father. Build your faith relationship with God. And understand that the scripture we read from the intro said, we shall call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Be conscious of his presence. Do things that will enhance your fellowship and your relationship with God. Don't take prayer for granted. Worship. Go to church. Find a Christian community and be a member. I am praying for you that the presence of God will heal you of this challenge. God bless you. Enjoy the season. We will see you next week. Bye for now. Hello, my dear friend. I am happy to invite you to our 31st December night Jesus Encounter service. It's going to be a night filled with the presence of God, the power of God, and the grace of God. Jesus said that without me you can do nothing, but with God all things are possible. It means that when we do without God, we will be frustrated. But on the 31st, if we encounter the presence of God and we allow God to lead us into the new year, we will move into great possibilities, mighty and wonderful things in the new year 2026. I am inviting you, especially together with your family and your friends. The place to be is the Camp Elim Main Auditorium, North Legon. The presence of God is going to be strong and powerful. Come with your family. Let us move over into 2026. 054 054 7000. See you here.
It's that time of the year again. It's a season where everyone takes a break and families unite. It's time to take a pause and enjoy the moment. Oh, and what better time than now to tune in to Channel One TV. Thank you for choosing us and sticking with us. From Sister to Breakfast Daily to Upside Down, What's Cooking, and Vox Pop Central, and many more, we really appreciate you for choosing Channel One TV. This Christmas, allow us to serenade. Yes, the Channel One TV choir will bring you some of your favorite Christmas carols and a little bit of a twist in there as well. Look out for that. But beyond that, there's a lot more that's coming. Entertainment that's curated especially for you this Christmas. Once again, thank you for choosing Channel One TV.
Well, hello there. You are welcome to Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko Sayura Mashong Abe. Apioko works just fine. You're very welcome. Now, in this program, we're doing something special for the festive season. We're having family-centered conversations, and the people who are helping us dig into the issues that we're discussing are people who know how to discuss family best. They are panelists, hosts, regular features on 97.3 City FM's Fam Life program on Saturday mornings. And so if you've ever tuned in or you've ever learned a nugget or two from any of them, then this is your chance to see the faces behind the microphones. Today we're discussing a very special topic. I'll tell you more about it, but let's take a breather. I introduce my guests, and then we'll get into the conversation.